Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can probably hear from my voice, I am a tiny bit sick. I've just been taken over with, I don't know what it is, what kind of flu it is, but my sister and I have both been struggling. But I felt called to still do a reading, so here I am for this guidance for the lunar eclipse that is happening actually in some places on the 13th of March and in some places on the 14th, which is tomorrow. So I have my cards. So let's see what is happening. What is this lunar eclipse telling you? What is it here to take away? Eclipses are usually there to take away certain aspects of your life which are no longer serving you. And they are just going to be highlighted very vividly and clearly. You know, prior to that, you may have got like nudges. You may have got like little whispers. Oh, this, you may want to reconsider this plan. You may want to reconsider this. Yeah, so for some of you, this will be a time to really declutter, but in terms of a certain area of your life. For some of you, it will be relationships, work, business partnerships, works, or just work in general, like what you do in daily routine. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Ace of Inspiration, Ace of Wands. This is all about getting that one idea. That idea that is actually quite a brilliant idea. It's like you've probably been either on the eclipse day or the few days before or after. What you're probably going to feel is that you've been thinking about a certain idea, right? And it was kind of in the back of your mind, but then you let it go because a lot of other priorities took over. And now that you're really thinking about it, it's just come back to you because you've kind of allowed yourself to make space for it. And that idea is now flowing to you and you're thinking, yeah, this might be it. This might be the thing to go for. You know, perhaps this idea is something you want to pursue. Maybe it's a certain job that you might need to apply. Maybe it's a certain area of your life that you need to prioritize, like right now, kind of thing. You know, that's what's coming up. Four of Materials, which is Four of Pentacles. This is about like Four of Materials is often a savings card. Someone being called to save their money or like basically not spend it, right? You're saving it for something that you will need to invest in or like put that money in, basically. Yeah, maybe it's into that idea, something along those lines. Right, let's see what else we get. Yeah, it is definitely something along those lines. We get the Star card. You are longing to be seen, recognized, and respected as you are. Okay, so this feels like it may be some sort of a career-related thing, because to me this seems like you get Ace of Inspiration, you have a certain idea, and either you are short on money or you're being called to save your money, which you're going to spend on something later, which will be very valuable to you. It's either of those, take what resonates. And the Star card is indicating your yeah, the Star card here is indicating that you're wanting to be the star of your life. You know, perhaps you have worked for other people for so long, and you are wanting and ready for actually an entrepreneurial journey, or you're kind of wanting to step into a leadership role somewhere. I know definitely I am feeling that a lot more so as well, in the leadership role, whilst I am kind of like leading my life according to my terms. And, you know, there are certain areas of my life where I do feel restricted. And this is where I would really ask you to check, if you are into astrology, check your midheaven sign. My MC, midheaven, is in Aries, which means it's very much someone who is in charge of their career, in charge of their destiny, and in charge of, kind of initiator of what they want to do. So often that's why I struggled with certain roles that I was in, where I wasn't really given an opportunity to express myself or speak in certain situations. I need to be in a certain communicative, like, leadership role, and perhaps you're the same. You have such great public speaking, communicating skills. Perhaps you'll be very good in sales. Perhaps you'll be very good in just talking to different people. You know, it's that kind of energy that you have been so far put into wrong roles, kind of accidentally, partly because those were perhaps the, like, more respected careers in other people's eyes. So you took those on, or the roles that you took on, you know, maybe perhaps it's like getting a PhD, becoming a doctor. Absolutely brilliant, like absolutely brilliant accolade to have in your life, but your true nature shines when you speak your mind, when you speak about what you feel passionate about. When you're talking to other people, you might be a social butterfly. For someone, this might be very specific. You might be a social butterfly. You might be someone who thrives in an environment where you are talking to other people about bettering their lives, something like that, you know. But either way, whatever role that you're thinking of, you want to feel like the star of your movie, the star of your career. And for some people, this may not look like this public speaking. Maybe you are more introverted. And in that case, if you are more introverted, then what you are being called to do is basically shine through your work. Maybe you're an excellent researcher who creates such brilliant presentations and reports, and your work speaks for you, and your work speaks so truly for you that you are the star in that way. Either way, you're doing the thing that you're meant to be doing, where you're shining. And this is what this lunar eclipse is about for you, whoever is watching it. It's about clearing away the things that are not really serving you. Perhaps you've been in a role that isn't really serving you, you know. It's not really allowing you to output your best skills. It's kind of like suppressing your voice if you are more communicative, or if you are in a role where you feel just like, I don't want to work with people, I just want to work by myself. If that's what you're feeling, that you want to work by yourself, then maybe that's where you'll shine more, you know. That's where your work will speak through you and for you, rather than someone else doing that. So this realization for this Virgo total lunar eclipse is going to become really clear. Yeah, it's going to become really clear. And we do get Queen of Materials, but it is reversed. For some of you, this would mean that you will have to let go of control. Yeah, you have to let go of control, that everything has to be perfect. Everything needs to be this way, that way. I have this problem for sure. This is something I'm like being asked to let go of. I feel like I need to figure out all the pieces for it to make sense. Like, what would my job title be? You know, when I started doing readings and also being a healer and a coach, and as well as like working as an entrepreneur in another company, like I was like, what is my job title though? What am I meant to say? And I would say that's something you won't even need to worry about. Really don't need to worry about. If you feel pressure that, well, how do I introduce myself when I'm with people? Like, what do I say? I am, you know, that can change depending on the person you're with. Most people, if they are the right people, most people are very understanding. And if they're not, they probably have their own preconceived judgments, you know, that are not really to do with you. Most people are going to be very understanding. So if you told me, you know what, I'm in the process of like determining like what I'm going to do, who I am, I would be like, great, good on you. It's such a fulfilling journey. I remember being at that stage. And for you to be at that stage at this time, I think it's brilliant. I think it's really allowing you to discover it without really having to put yourself in a box, you know, under a certain title, under a certain identity. And this has been a theme for the last 3 months that is coming up about identity. What is your identity? You know, perhaps it shifts so much and you're like, who am I? Kind of like that. Justice will be served. So in any of the previous workplaces or situations that you have been where you felt like, I'm just in the background, why am I not being seen, recognized for who I truly am? I've worked hard, I've done all these things, yet I'm not being seen and recognized. You have a deep longing for that, and the justice will be served. This lunar eclipse right now is aiding that. It's about to clear parts of you that are no longer like going to fit into the small ideas. It's all about big ideas. You're meant for big ideas. You're meant for something big. Your personality is too great, too expansive for it to be in the confinements of a certain job or a title or, you know, a certain way of being. Otherwise you will feel restricted. 10 of inspiration, but reversed. Okay, this I think is 10 of wands, which is 10 of wands is about carrying that heavy load, but it's reversed, which means you are going to be letting go of some heavy loads. And that's why this eclipse is great. Maybe it doesn't feel that great at the moment. I know I'm feeling sick, so usually a sickness that comes up or the flu that I've just had, it's often a sign of something being purged from the body, you know, a certain aspect of you. And the symptoms can be quite awful to go through, I get it, but what comes out of it, on the other side of it, is something very beautiful. So I do applaud you, and I do want you to really acknowledge that this is not the easiest of processes, but on the other side of it comes letting go of some heavy loads that you've been carrying for a long time, some decisions that were just left in there in a pile of undecided things, right? And they've just been there as indecisions, and they carry weight, they carry load. When you're decisive, when you know what you want, when you are clear on something, you act with momentum and you act with motivation. But when you have a pile of undecided things, lots of projects that started but not finished, they just pile up and take up space, which we don't know we are actually carrying with us. So it's a great time to also close certain chapters, certain things in your life that need doing, even certain emails that you've been wanting to send out for so long. Now's the time to do it. Emails to close out, certain projects that just have like 2 pages left to go, and it's time to just do it. Yeah, it's that period. We are coming to an end of the astrological year. Pisces is the last sign, I believe, in when Aries starts on 21st of June, or 21st of March, or 22nd of March, whenever it starts. Prior to that, it's just been Pisces season, which is reflection, kind of like a bit more of a dreamy phase, and that's what we have been in, with a lot of other astrological aspects. Okay, Muse of Inspiration. This is King of Wands. Fiery passion. Yeah, fiery passion. Again, we have the moon in the background. Your passion, your fiery passion for the thing that you want to do will be ignited very soon. So do not worry about that. That will be ignited. That feeling that you've been missing, you know, you've been through so many stops and starts, but this feeling of like, gosh, when will I just feel in the flow? It's coming. It's really coming. That feeling, and that actually action taking as well. You know, it's just at the moment it's time for reflection, but the action time will come later on as well. Very soon, to be fair. Okay, let's get some oracle messages. Right, so we have here practice. Funnily enough, when previously I just picked out a card and this was the card that came up, and then I was like, let's reshuffle. But again, we get this card, practice. Okay, it's time to practice something. What do we need to practice? Right, I put this card on top of the Queen of Materials, which is the Queen of Pentacles, but reversed. So someone is not feeling With Queen of Pentacles, I said, yeah, someone is not feeling like they are, they've got all the things together. Yeah, so this is a practice of really letting go of control. That's what I get here. Practicing letting go of control in all areas and aspects of your life. Letting go of over planning, letting go of forcing things, letting go of like making things happen. It's not necessarily the season for that. Yeah, that's what I get. You are always shifting. Shifts are coming in your life. Release. Yeah, release. So yeah, something you need to release. A part of you needs to be released. What exactly is it? Plant a seed and wait. Yeah. Maybe taking a very small idea and just thinking, what about this? You know, whatever the idea, the ace of inspiration that came right at the beginning, that's something to really think about that right now. That is your seed that you want to plant. And then you want to wait. And then you want to wait for the universe to tell you or bring you an opportunity for that momentum to be carried forward. But you're planting a seed. It doesn't have to be perfect. Literally the theme of this whole lunar eclipse, which is it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, last card. See with eyes of love. Yeah. What I get here is someone might be feeling like you are so feeling trapped in a way. You know, you're feeling like you don't know what to do. And that's okay. Those are moments of life that will come. And they are there to really allow you to integrate certain learnings that you've had. When you feel lost, it's actually a very good sign. It means that you've gone through a certain level of ego degradation, which has allowed you to really reflect on who truly are you. And who you truly are has nothing to do with any of the titles and any of the, you know, how we are presented in the world. It truly comes to the source of you. And that source of you is very hard to define in our 3D world. You can't go to a job interview and say, yeah, I am the source, you know. You have to like describe yourself as something. But that will come with time. So I do understand your kind of need of wanting to know who am I, so that you can actually just feel relieved about telling people who you are, you know, just like in conversations, in a job interview or something like that. Yes, we do have that aspect as well. But seeing yourself with compassion, that it's okay for a while, like time being, if you don't feel like you have an idea who you are, if you are in this lost stage, it's a great thing. It means that something very new, a new identity may be being rebirthed, maybe coming to fruition and coming on the surface. So allow yourself that time for that identity to appear. Yeah. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Remember, we are letting go of all the perfectionism and perfectionist traits that we have, because those things are really not going to serve us for this lunar eclipse, especially because it is in the sign of Virgo, which is all about small details, attention to details, and really getting all of our ducks in order, having an idea of this plan that we want to make, but very detailed plan. That detailed plan is not going to work because you don't have all the information yet. So you'll have to let go of perfectionism. But great things are coming. So keep going, keep positive. And yeah, if you like this reading, give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you in the next one.